about to find out.
Spike right there.
Spike?
Bolt.
Oh yeah, that's the front. That's the bolt, frame bolt.
Yeah.
Goes through the steel.
You know.
They missed it, Paul. They missed it on that one.
Yeah.
We're gonna clean up all this insulation out here and re-insulate it. I see how they did their stuff. Look, tubatous.
Yeah, yeah. And hold it down. And it wears them in there.
Right. That's it. That old mobile home vent that was in here. Look at that thing. That's funny, Paul. Look at that. That's what they call a vent. Are you kidding me? That's a, I call it joke. Come on, man. Silly.
That's the vent.
Silly.
I do like that, buddy.
You need to go like 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Okay. Yeah, well, we ended up running into rotten walls over here. The outside 2x4 was in good shape. As we went over and got closer to the door, the outside 2x4 is completely rotted. That's going to have to be changed probably from down below. So what we had to do here was brace this wall so it couldn't drop when we took out the band. And you can do the same thing if you have an issue where you want your plywood to go under the wall. What I would probably do, to be honest with you, would be to run it just like this. That bottom 1x4 is representing the plywood. The plywood that we're going to be putting back in here. And the top one is just representing the bottom plate of the wall. So we're screwing that all together. And we're going to put some studs, sisters, just short little 8-inch sisters on the sides of them things. Just like that. Because some of them were rotted. This one was rotted pretty good, so we cut a piece of it off. And we're going to add to it. And then we'll go down at the bottom, leaving this in because we all want all this to come back to where it was. And so we're going to raise it about 1/4, maybe 1/2 inch, right, Paul? At the most. I don't think we're going to do any more than that. The whole thing will come up that way. But we need to secure this side first. We are going to have the same situation when we get out into this room. This is one we knew about. Out back there we didn't quite know about. This one we knew. We had a rotten stud. They had a leak around the window. And what it did was, this is the bottom plate of the wall right there. And lift up that right there. That is the outside exterior 2x4, which is in this situation the band, and the floor joists run into the band like that. And then they have plywood on the floor, and then they set their walls down on top of that plywood. Okay, so what we have to do in order to fix this is, once we get this plywood out of here, we will support this wall just like we did the other one, because somebody came in here and put a bigger window in, and they cut the main joist that went down through here. They just cut it, and then they put a top plate laying down on the flat. Anytime you have a top plate and it's a span that big, you want that thing to be standing up the other way. So it's 3.5 inches this way and you want to have a double. So in order to make up your 3.5 inches, you're going to have 3 inches doubled with a piece of plywood on the outside of it to make it 3.5 inches. So 2 of these is 3 inches. That is 3.5 inches. You put a piece of plywood on it to make up the difference. But they cut it. They just cut it. Still leaking. So we're going to have issues over here. We'll be ripping all this stuff right off at the wall. Let me show you something about your mobile home plugs. When they put a plug in, they don't do a traditional plug, which they would mount it to that 2x4 right there. They just literally mount them to the paneling, and they're just floating in there. So that's why when you pull on your plug, when you're in a mobile home, you'll pull the box right out of the wall sometimes. What a pain in the butt. I don't know why they didn't just put them up against the stud. It would have made a whole lot more sense. These particular boxes, they won't even go up against the stud, so I definitely hate them. But if it was mine, I would make sure that them were mounted on a stud, not inside the walls. And I'm sure when they come in here and do their wiring and their work, they'll straighten that out. They are going to strip this place. Everything except for the ceiling. Ceiling seems to be in pretty good shape. So we're going to put a rubber roof on it to make sure it doesn't anything happen to it. I'm not sure what them holes are. But that's a rotten spot we're going to replace with a piece of just sheetrock. And we're going to cut it right back there at that star bit. That little star. Or flower, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to replace just that one piece. Be a little bit of work involved in it, but I think we can handle it. If this was mine, I would take all these down and put 1x4s up in their place. I like the 1x4 look better. Paul added to the side of our studs. And everything is down, touching, and solid like it should be. Everything on the top is solid like it should be. We're gonna go down on the bottom, and should we put a center one in here, Paul? And this one center post?
No.
We're gonna get down on the bottom and give this some pressure up and see if we can't get a quarter or maybe even a ½ inch lift it up and just straighten out a little bit of this. Okay. This side of the house has got a bad sag in it.
That's what we need to.
It was rotted out all through here. Yeah, that might be tomorrow's project.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. What time we got? All right, so it didn't get quite as far as I thought today. We're getting ready to clean up now. Start pulling this insulation out of here. At least fill one bag we got. Bring some more tomorrow. Clean up this little trash in the hallway. But I'm going to show you what we ran into under the house. That all had part to do with all this, which is that building that's on the outside. That's the reason why that's got all destroyed. And we had to replace that. Fortunately, the band here was good. Let's go take a peek. Is that flashlight still under there?
Yes, it's still under there.
Let's go take a peek at what we ran into. And this is on the other side too. But this, for some reason, is right where this deck is, which is mounted to the house, which is creating a leak, which is causing this rot. All right, fine. Let's go take a look. What you're gonna have to deal with if you get underneath the mobile home. My least favorite place to go, I'll be honest with you. We got some jacks down here for a reason. We'll be using them tomorrow. Possibly. We might wait until Monday on this part of it. I'm going to be taking a couple days to hang out with another YouTuber. Get my light over here. I got another YouTuber. His name is Silver Scorpion. He's from Virginia, and he's gonna come visit me. So, all right, I'm gonna hang out with Silver Scorpion while Paul works over here doing a little bit of stuff. You see that right there? That's the exterior band board of your mobile home. See? See it right there. And where we're at right now is over here on the top of the house. The band board's great. The problem is, over here where that building is rotted. But somebody has already been over there and replaced it, probably when they did that doorway. And you can see the other work that they've added, some blocking right there. Because it's not just a band, it's some blocking. I think they added that blocking when they put that door in. But this band is lower than their band. So we're gonna jack this, which is only about 1/4 inch, but we really need to match it for everything to really work out right at the top. So we're gonna keep our support that we already built up there, and we're gonna cut this out, put it back in, cut this right here, block back, cut that block back, go back onto their band, line up ours with theirs, and then make it match out here where it's supposed to be. And then we'll do a little bit of jacking from here, which is right beside the door. We'll put a jack right down to the ground. And then probably right somewhere here, right about in this area, or maybe actually right here. So between this metal piece, and that metal piece right there, we're gonna put some jacking. We're gonna make that jack go up to this floor. Floor has to come up. We're talking about taking the door out right now because we just don't think we can do what we're supposed to do properly without removing that stinking door. And I'll show you the nightmare they did up there here in just a second. But anyway, this is not easy to replace from underneath the house. The door, you see that piece of plywood right there? That is supposed to go all the way out to the outside, or at least under that door. You're looking at the door right there. That's the corner of the door. That whiteness, that's aluminum. We have dropped down about 3/4 of an inch because of this rotten beam. At least. I want to bring it up at least a half of that. I'll show you what they did with this door. It's not a mobile home door. There's never much room under a mobile home, anybody. So if you don't like climbing on the ground, hell, if you don't like spiders, you're not getting under a mobile home. I don't like spiders, that's why I don't usually do that. But in this case, check this out. It's a freaking joke. This is how the mobile home was, and they had a door here, probably a single door, which is a short mobile home door. There's no screws in the top, as you can see there. So there's not any screws in the top, so it's just kind of sitting in there. More than likely, water's running down behind it, so it's not attached up there. Couldn't put any screws there, so they got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If that's even going into the deck, I don't know. 10. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on this side. They couldn't get them up there, obviously. They didn't mastic the door on there. I'm thinking this thing's gonna pop right out of there. Well,
How many screws supposed to be in the door?
yeah, every one.
25 on one side?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a screw in every hole. And
25 on one side?
yeah, should be a screw in every hole. And the other problem that we're looking at when we see in this thing, didn't go below our flooring, Paul. I'm just worried that the door won't go back in if we put our flooring out there like it's supposed to be. Because they didn't go under it. They definitely didn't go under it. They only went to it.
You know, too.
So I bet you it's rotten under here.
Oh yeah, you know it is.
Right where that deck ties to the house. It's kind of weird. They put carpet in, you put black paper down. It's weird.
Oh, it's underneath it.
It goes underneath right over there.
It's not there.
It's not right over here.
It's here, there.
Doesn't even look like it will fit on here, see? Looks like they tried to get in. See the dents in it right there? They were trying to get it in, trying to pry it in.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. They couldn't get it to pry in, said heck with it. Probably the screen door wouldn't close once they did, and they cut it back. What do you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a nightmare. We got nightmares after nightmare to deal with this place.
That's cool.
But you know what? We can handle it. There's nothing gonna stop us. Got left-handed Paul with me, and this ain't our first rodeo. Let's put it that way. We've done a whole bunch of mobile home repair. Check out our playlist. We have tons of them. Some of them are old. We've been doing it for so long, and I wasn't good at videos, so excuse my terrible video job. But look at that. There's no mastic behind that, Paul.
No.
We don't strip them screws out. This door comes out easy.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna pop this door out, replace the flooring all around here like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Find out if this outside band is rotted down this way. We haven't seen that yet. I hope not. Hope not. It'd be hard to do under this deck. We'll definitely have to do it from the top side.
Yeah.
But we got a sag on this whole side of the house all the way to the stove. Pretty much goes away. You can see it in the ceiling until you get to that cabinet right there, and then it just goes back to flat. But looking back this way, so we got some issues. You can feel the floor. There you go. Look at that. That is a sag. It's sagging because that outside wall is rotted. The other side seems to be perfectly straight, even though the outside wall is rotted here, even though they did this window wrong. So anyway, all right, Paul, we got another 45 minutes before we got to get the heck out of here. What are we gonna do? Watch out for the ceiling, please. I just want you to not touch the ceiling at all. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Drop it down. Right there, look at that. Yep. That's how much the outside wall sagged right there. Look at that. Good Lord, Paul.
Huh?
I hope we can get a little bit of that out of it, but I'm just not gonna make any promises.
That's what door out there.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I told him, I know that's something else, Paul. What I told him is he needs to get some underpinning that goes from the ground to the framing of this place. Just because of the way they made these particular style mobile home with the floor joists that go this way with 2x4s, outside, one single outside band. And the outsides actually hang out about 2 feet. And then they have these metal outlookers that go every so often, 4 feet or something apart. Yeah, just totally got to be careful for the ceiling. All right, Paul, let's clean up and get out of here.